video, I'm going to take you through a short somatics series that targets the muscles of the shoulder and neck. Hopefully we'll release some tension that might be holding on in there. This little section is actually the first part of a longer series that targets the shoulders and neck in the Somatics book, which I'll leave the information for that book in the description of this video. And at some point I might film the whole thing, but this is just a starter to help release those areas. So the first thing we want to do is set up our legs. We will be seated in this for this series, and I have my legs folded like so. So my knees angled to the left to start. And I've just got almost my front leg is almost set up like if I was just going to cross my legs. It's just in front of me here. And then the sole of the foot makes light contact with the thigh of my right leg here. And this leg just goes back. Now, when you come into this position, it's really painful, or you feel like one side of your hips is way up and not everything's meeting the ground, you can experiment. So you could take something like this blanket here and sit on that instead. Sometimes giving yourself more height can help this position feel a lot more comfortable. That might not be enough height. You might have a higher blanket. You could use a block or 2 blocks, more of a cushion. So feel free to experiment with that. And if there's any kind of extra padding you need under your knees, if there's anything that would make your joints feel more comfortable, feel free to work with that. So we set up the legs. And then you're going to take your left hand. I just tent my fingers and set my hand just next to my left hip here. I have my right arm, I cross hand over to my shoulder here, elbow folded. And we're going to start moving with the breath nice and slowly. As we inhale, I'm turning my head, I'm twisting through the chest, I'm turning towards the left. I'm turning my head to the left as far as it will go comfortably without strain. Notice that the right side of my bum is lifted up. I've allowed my hip to come with me here. And then exhaling, we settle back. And I even like to kind of sink a little bit into the twist the other way almost. And then inhaling again, we let everything twist to the left gently with ease. Exhaling, slowly releasing. We're doing 5 of those total, or about 5, with your breaths. This is number 3. Exhaling to release. And a couple more. Good. All right. So now we are going to inhale to come back into that twisted position. Now while you're here, head turned as far as you can without strain. We're not trying to push to the left. I just want you to notice, can your eyes find a spot on your wall that's just in front of your gaze? So that's the spot. It's going to be our visual cue of how far we're able to twist to right off of the bat. So just identify your spot that you're going to look at. And then keep your body in this position. See, everything is turned to the left, but now I'm just going to turn my head back to the right. And we're going to move with breath. Inhaling, just the head turns back towards the left, just like the body's already in this position. Body stays, just the head goes to the right. 3 more. Inhale, so we're doing 5 of these total. Exhale. And 1 more. We inhale to turn the head to the left, and this time as we exhale, we let everything gently unwind. Take a moment, even as the hands resting on the legs here. Let your shoulders relax, face relax. Just take a breath or 2, pause. All right, so similar as we did before, again, I've got my left hand just tented out next to me, close to my hip, just for some support. Hand crossed over my chest. Inhaling, we let the whole body twist. So hips lifting, head is turning, everything's over to the left. Now this time, and this one is weird, all right, keep the head facing the left, keep the body turned to the left. Only move your eyes back and forth. So move your eyes to the right. Maybe you can see, Move them all the way to the left. Inhale. Actually, no, pardon me. Exhale to move the eyes to the right, and inhale to take them to the left. Now do this slowly about 5 times, and notice if as you're moving the eyes, you feel some jerkiness in the muscles of the neck, almost like the neck wants to join in. The head and neck are like, what? Why aren't we invited to the party? And that's really normal because often unconsciously the muscles of the neck that turn the head around, they become so linked to the eyes that anytime the eyes move, the back of the neck tenses up and the head feels like it has to follow the eyes. I think we've done more than 5 now. And then so when your eyes are next oriented to the left, just like your body is, relax everything down. Again, hands resting on the body. Relax the shoulders, breathe. All right, so this time we're going to do a little bit of a test. Remember, we found a visual spot on the wall, which was as far as we were able to twist before. We're going to set up the exact same position we've been doing. I've got my left hand out to the left, right arm across the body. This time I'm going to close my eyes, okay? So I'm going to do the same movement that I've been doing. So I'm going to inhale, let the whole body and the head turn to the left. Exhaling, slowly resetting, letting the head even turn a little bit to the right. Moving through this movement with the breath, inhaling to go all the way to the left. Exhaling to reset, come back to the right. We're going to do 5 of these total. So I'm on number 3. Keeping the eyes closed while you do this. Keep the eyes closed. And then on your next inhale, eyes are closed, twist the whole body to the left, letting the head turn easily as far to the left as it can. Your right hip is lifted off the floor, everything's oriented to the left, and then open your eyes. Now, looking at the wall, can you see a different spot on the wall? Can you use your point of reference, your visual cue that you had from before, to see if you can actually, if you've turned your head and turned your body a little bit further? Maybe you can't this time, maybe it's the same, or maybe it's just a tiny bit more. Sometimes it's a pretty stark difference. Like for me this time, I'm noticing that I can definitely, my spot on the wall is a few more inches to the left that I'm now seeing compared to my original reference point. It's okay if that doesn't happen the first time. Be gentle with yourself, go slowly. These things take time. And then we can go through the same movement that we've been doing, letting everything turn nice and slowly, moving with the breath. We're going to do about 10 of these. And if you do have a new reference point, that new point on the wall, that's as far as you're able to look, as far as you're able to turn your body, we're moving through this new range. We're moving through, what is this new range, this new ability that the body has to twist a little bit more, for the head turn a little bit more, going about 10 times. Let's say 2 more. I've lost count. Good. Now before we do the second side, we're going to come down lying onto our backs into corpse pose and take a few deep breaths to really let the body settle. And you could even pause the video and rest for several minutes here, which really helps the brain to recalibrate and get the new information we've just given it. Or you could even pause the video and come back in a few hours or at the end of the day to do the other side. That's an option too. And that's sometimes how the sequence is done. So whatever works best for you. Either way, we're going to take a little intermission here. So let's come to a comfortable resting position on our backs. Arms out all the way from the body. Now, if legs outstretched feels really uncomfortable for you, feel free to have the knees bent, feet on the floor, whatever works for you. You can have a bolster under your knees. Let's just take 5 big belly breaths here. right, feel welcome to stay reclining, resting for as long as you want for the second side. Feel free to pause the video. I'm just going to gently press myself back up to a seat and get started on the second side. So I'm angling my legs the other direction. My knees point to the right. My right foot is nestled into the thigh here of my left leg. Remember that you could put cushioning under your bum just to give you some more height if that helps your hips sort of be more even, if that feels better for your knees. Feel free to play with this. And now I'm taking my right hand, I'm just tenting the fingers next to my hip. I'm not like leaning way out, right? So I want to be, fairly upright here. And then to start with, I have my left arm across the body. Now we're going to start with 5 repetitions with breath, just of that base movement that we've been doing, turning this time to the right. So inhaling, letting the hip lift and come forward, turning your head as far to the right as is easeful, exhaling to reset. I even like to kind of sink a little to the left, almost a little counter twist here. Inhaling, exhaling to relax. 3 more. Now this time, let's inhale, let's turn the body, the head, everything all the way to the right. Go as far as you can, again with ease, without strain, no strain in the neck. And then look at the wall and see, okay, what's a visual spot I can look at and identify? That can be my point of reference to see how far I'm able to turn my body and, of course, my neck here. So finding that spot, and then keep the body in this position, so we're still oriented to the right. But now with the breath, we're just going to have the head turn. So let's, on the exhale, turn your head to the left, as far as you can without any strain. Inhale, turn your head to the right. Exhale, to the left. Nice and slow, about 5 total. Good, let the head come all the way over to the right again. And on this exhale, let the whole body reset back to center. Rest the hands on the lap. Take a couple deep breaths. Relax your shoulders and your face. All right, so again, setting up your right hand for a little bit of support here, left arm across the body. We're going to inhale, slowly rotate the whole body and turn the head to the right. Now here, this time, we're just going to move the eyes. This is a weird one, right? So keep the head over to the right. Got to follow my own advice. Keep the head to the right, keep the body to the right. As you exhale, direct the eyes to the left as far as they go without letting the head turn. Inhale, direct the eyes as far to the right of your field of vision as you can. Exhale to the left. About 5 or so of these, all the while just noticing what's happening with your neck. Does your neck feel all tense or jerky or excited? Like, ooh, is it my turn? Am I going to move with the eyes? That's normal if it's happening, but we're trying to intentionally decouple the eyes from the muscles of the back of the neck, so that we don't have so much unconscious chronic tension. All right, I think that's probably 5. So the next time that you inhale, your eyes all the way to the right. Exhale, let the body, the head, the eyes, everything come back. Hands on the lap for a minute. Rest. Even though it's weird, it's like we've only moved the eyes. Like, it's not like that's a workout. At the same time, it's like it can be tricky for the brain, right? So just like, whew, let all that effort go. Okay, this time, so we're going to do that same base movement where everything moves, but we're going to have the eyes closed while we go through 5 repetitions. Right hand out to the right, left hand across the body. Close your eyes. Inhale, allow the chest to turn to the right, the left hip to lift, the head to turn to the right as far as it can with ease. Exhale, let everything twist back, Almost going to the left a little bit. Still eyes are closed. 4 more with the breath. Inhale. Exhaling. Are the eyes closed? They still need to be closed. Now this next inhale, eyes are closed. Let the chest turn to the right, the head turn as far as it can to the right without strain. Pause, just be sure, is this as far as you can go to the right without strain? And then open your eyes. Now compare what you're looking at on the wall to where you to what your point of reference originally was. For me on this side, I'm not noticing as big a difference. This is my side where it's harder for me to turn this direction. I'm finding that it's not as dramatic a difference between my original reference point. It's very, very subtle. Maybe there's no difference or almost no difference. Maybe it's a big difference and you're like, whoa, there's a big shift. I can turn my head a lot more. Whatever you're noticing is perfect. So whether you have now a new reference point or not, we're going to move through that movement again 10 times. This time the eyes can be open. Inhaling to twist to your comfort. Exhaling to sink back. Nice and slow with your breath. Two more. Releasing the hands, releasing the arms, relax your shoulders. Felt good for me. Do a little roll of the shoulders there, whatever works for you. And once again, we're going to find our way to Shavasana. So lying onto your back, remembering that you have options. If you'd rather have your knees bent, feet planted, or if you'd rather have a bolster to your knees, whatever works for you. Now that we've done the second series, I do encourage you to stay at least for a couple of minutes, if not 5 or 10 here, to allow the brain and body to keep talking to each other and integrate what you've learned. Let's take 5 or so slow belly breaths together. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Enjoy the remainder of your rest following our practice together. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.